Good morning. We are in Erie, Pennsylvania, and I am using X-Plane 12.3.0 Beta 1. That's the first public beta, and I've had the privilege of running the pre-release version for a little bit now, and so it's good that I can actually get to show it off to the public. So I'm in VR, and I am running a Bigscreen Beyond 1. I have a Bigscreen Beyond 2E on pre-order, and just waiting for it to ship. Looking like sometime this month, I should get mine. So, by the way, we have a great big number of March orders, especially the first day that it was you were able to order it, and they're working through that at an increasing pace. So they as they usually do when they start delivering pre-orders, is they start kind of slow and kind of work out all the bugs, and then ramp up production. So kind of appears like that's what they're doing. So so far I've been pretty happy with their progress. They had a couple of problems. Just, you can't get parts and that kind of stuff. And if you can't get parts to make it, then your plane can't make it. So let me. I want to jump outside a little bit. There was some, I had some discussion with a fellow VR user that's having a lot of trouble with shimmering. And so I kind of thought at the beginning of my stream here, I'm kind of going to go over some graphic settings and kind of what I see in the cockpit. So when I'm sitting in the cockpit here, if I look at that hangar, I don't see a bit of shimmer, none. Now, the fence in between, yeah. The top rail and the middle part of it, I see shimmering of those. Same way as when I look right straight at the fence over here, I see some shimmering. When I look at the moving the stairs there, yeah, I see some shimmering of the stairs. But it's not everything. So in other words, I see shimmering of the fence, but that tow tractor there, and the cars? No shimmer. The two cars further in the distance, no shimmer. So, same way as I look over to my right here. So it's kind of funny. So if I look at that pole, that light pole, like at this angle, I don't see any shimmer. If I turn my head back this far, then I'll see a little bit. The buildings never shimmer in the background there. They never shimmer at all. So it's kind of related to how you're viewing something by the looks of it. So so I'm running my headset. My headset is 2560 by 2560. And I'm running it at 3560 by 3560. So I'm super sampling it by quite a bit. If you look at what it says the global res. So in other words, SayIntentions.AI is at 100%, and X-Plane is at 100%. So I'm running both of them at 100%, but the actual resolution is 3560 by 3560 per eye. So let me, what I want to do, let me just go jump in the graphic settings. So you kind of see where, and I was they said they were changing this background here. And so this doesn't look too bad. That's pretty good contrast. Some of the backgrounds, this here will be very, very hard to see. So this is easy. So we're going to go over to graphics. So this is basically where I'm running at. So I have textures on high. This is off. Ultra. This is at 0. And 16X, none. And I have this ticked. I don't have zinc plugin ticked. No parked aircraft. Rendering distance is on high. Vegetation is in the middle. World objects on high. Aircraft only for shadows. Quality. Cloud quality up to the top. And so I think that's pretty much it. Resume cloud. So I'm running real weather. So there's some changes in how we do real weather. So we have real and real manual and real. So this is real weather simulation time. So this is kind of new for 12.3 and 12.3.0. And so that's a little bit different. Also, the good morning, Jeffrey. How are you doing this morning? I'm doing awesome myself. So also in the time part has changed. So we go over here so we can have manual date and time. Oh, I see. I have it on manual. It should be on real time. And so that was wrong. 11 local. Yeah, that should be right. I didn't realize I had that left on manual, but you have two of them. So it's manual date and time, real world date and time. So we click on done, September 7th. Yep. Flight changes. So it'll take a little while for it to kind of recalculate everything. All righty. So we're back in the airplane. Let's see, what else do I want to do? So the other thing going on is, so I gotta jump back. Show this VR hardware. So I have open XR runtime ticked. So because it's ticked, when I go over to joystick, and I have valve index controllers, and there is a left and there is a right. On previous versions, before OpenXR, before you had that tick mark, that tick box, they would just say, I think it said valve index controller. You didn't know left and right. And so if you program something on the left one and you start it up by turning on the left one and then the right one, the left one would be confused. It would not be what you mapped it to. Now that they actually are, they know the difference between them. So if I go, so I'll click on the right one. So if I squeeze my trigger, you can see that's trigger, and that's on the right one. That was interesting. But so now it's that way. And the other thing, hello. I was like, what's wrong? So apply changes. It had me a little confused. I was at a little bit of an angle. It shouldn't have mattered, but it appeared to, so. And so the other thing is, because it's OpenXR, if I go, let me see how I get there. Let's see, settings, controllers, manage controller bindings. So this is on custom. So if I click on edit binding, this is going into SteamVR. So I'm in SteamVR, and if you notice, it says edit bindings from OpenXR for knuckles. Local changes for index controllers in X-plane. So because I have the OpenXR checkbox checked, then it uses these bindings here from OpenXR. And so it's a little bit different if you have that checkbox unchecked. So I'm going to get out of here. Controller binding should be able to just say X and close. Close you out, and let's go back. Now playing, return to game. So I just kind of wanted to go over those kind of things that are kind of unique. Certainly unique to Valve Index controllers, but any controller, if you have the OpenXR checkbox checked, you'll be using bindings in SteamVR that are part of OpenXR, if that makes any sense. So let me think. I think I want to just get the plane started for right now. I want to go over a couple of things related to my force feedback yoke. So I'm going to turn on the beacon. We can cheat quite a bit because okay. Okay. Okay, so let's see what my RPM is. Okay, I'm good. My force feedback yoke and rudder pedals are from a company called FliteSim.com, and that's FLITE sim.com, and they're out of Singapore. So sorry, Jeffrey, my bod was a little crazy. Oh, because of the dot. Sorry about that. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy using SayIntentions a lot, so. I'll have to look at my bot and see if I can resolve that problem. It's the first time I've seen that. May not be the first time, but the first time in quite a while now, so. Sorry. Yeah, so I also, you know, I use it. It's nice for the kind of flying that I do. So, so they come out with, they have a new version of their software. What is it? Let me think. So it's version 3.3.3. And so one thing that they changed is, let me turn the yoke back on. What's the temperature? Oh, we're a little cold. So I ain't gonna go too crazy. So I can't pick it up. I'll pick it up to about 1200. That'll be okay. So as I increase the RPM, you can see on the graph, and you probably can see in the yoke. Let me move it back a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, you can watch the, when I go up even more, that yoke's going to move even further. So, so when the engine isn't running, the yoke is all the way forward. And let me jump outside while the plane's warming up. So when the engine isn't running and this elevator is going to be drooped all the way down. Now, as you increase the RPM and so the prop wash and stuff is washing over this, then that elevator is going to start to move. And that's exactly what goes on with my force feedback yoke, is it's related to that. So so as you're up around, we'll say close to probably 2,000, maybe between 1,700 and 2,000, then the elevator will be level with the horizontal stabilizer. So Let's jump back in. Whoops. Get warmed up? Yeah. So now, if I... Sure, I got the brake on. Yep. Okay, so now I can go up. And I'm going to go up to about, we'll say 2,000. So the yoke's moving back. You can see on the graph here, this blue line here. So it's moving closer to level. So if we go out here, whoops, turn around. So you can see that it's almost level with it now. So so that's kind of how the on my force feedback yoke kind of replicates real aerodynamics. So we'll leave it around, I'm trying to try for around 1,000. I normally hide my yoke. It makes it easier to get to these switches. So the plan today is we're going to fly to a nearby airport. What is that? So it's Northeast Ohio Regional Airport, and it's about 40 miles away, something like that. So, and so we'll go ahead and check some things. I want to check. So if I go here. Let's see, so I'm on ground. Okay, so I click down here, flip this over. That should be ATIS.
Feet. Temperature 16. Dew point 8. Altimeter 3015. Density altitude 700 feet. Advise on initial contact. You have information golf. Erie International Tom Ridgefield. Information golf. 1451 Zulu. Arriving runways 6, 2. Departing runway 2. Wind 350 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few at 4400 feet. Temperature 16. Dew point 8. Altimeter 3015.
So we're taking up on 6, huh? Okay. So what did she say? 350? 340. Let's see if I believe her. 3635. Yeah. So 35's a little bit less than north. It's certainly closer to 6 than it is 24. So I concur. So we're on, I got ground dialed in. Let's see, 12190. Yep, and I got tower dialed in. So we'll see if we can, if we're okay to taxi. Ground Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi to runway 06.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, Erie International Tom Ridgefield Ground, runway 6 taxi via Foxtrot. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 6 via Foxtrot. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready for departure. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okie doke. So my rudder pedals and yoke also have like engine vibration. So like when I shut down the engine, I can feel it in the rudder pedals more so than the yoke. They kind of have a little shake going on. So And like right now, I can feel it a little bit, you know, and I can feel with my feet the rudder pedals a little bit.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, contact tower on 118.1, safe flight.
Contact tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. A little quicker than I would have contacted the tower. I would have waited till I got to the hold short line, but we'll see if he yells at me. Yeah, that is a headwind, but not by much. Okay, turn off taxi line. Strobe. KERI Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, holding short, runway 06, ready for departure.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, Erie International Tom Ridge Field Tower, runway 6, winds 350 at 7, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay. So as I give the engine more power, more RPMs, then the yoke pushed back, so alrighty, should be able to fly. So another thing that 12.3 brought us is synthetic vision on the G1000. So I could see the runway underneath me, and so even though I have a heading bug dialed in that I'm trying to track, you can see where the runway is. So I'm not too far. I'm pretty well following the runway. So trying to see where I'm climbing out at about 80 knots. Not too bad, actually, so a little bit off, of course. Not bad, though. Doing okay. Runway's going away, so it makes it a little tougher. Alrighty. So as we climb out here, this area here, this is our peninsula, so about 300 acres of, it's a state park, so on the lakeside, there's beaches, and on the inside here is the bay. So that's where it protects from when we have storms. And Erie being a shallow lake, the storms kick up pretty good. So the peninsula protects the boats that are in the bay. So, alrighty. So we're certainly high enough. Go ahead and make a left turn here and follow along the shoreline off to our destination airport. So I pulled power back to about 2300. I'll track along the runway, the coastline here. Set. Wasn't sure where the clouds were going to be today, if they would be in the way or not, but it looked like they're okay. So we can do turn autopilot on, and I'm going to turn on nav, turn on flight level change, and we'll go nose. Hello. Yeah, let me disconnect. I don't want to do that. I thought I was far enough by the airport, but I wasn't. So let me fly by. I didn't want it to like track, because the airport is over that way, but I didn't quite want it to do it yet. I'll try to get level plate here. Pretty close. So nice to be able to feel the pressure of the yoke, where I could feel that it was pushing, that I was trying to get to level.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Alrighty, should be able to go on autopilot now. Autopilot, nav, flight level change, nose up. So the other thing I'm testing is with the new software. I use software trim. So basically, I use a trim in the cockpit. So I use a trim wheel unless I'm like on autopilot, and so there had been some problems with some of the people that have the yoke, where the trim wasn't working well. So if you would like put it on autopilot, it would just kind of go crazy, and so it's kind of why instead of hand flying, I'm flying in autopilot just to test how well it goes in and out of autopilot. So I have it set up where so I put in a direct 2 to the to KHZY, and I dialed in an altitude of 4,500, but I'm going westbound, and so I told it flight level change, and then says climb at keep the airspeed at 80 knots. So. And the RPM's around 2,300. So I kind of test all of that. So, and one thing I'm finding is that there seems to be a difference. Because once we get level here, I want to see like so we're going to get level, and as we level, then it starts increasing. So. The RPM. So I'll pull back power a little bit. I want to be at 2,300 or close as I can get it. That's pretty close. So let's see, we're level, and 2320, 2310, 4500. So the ground speed or airspeed indicated there should be around 97, 98, something like that. So, and the trim is almost trim for takeoff. What I'm finding is that I also fly the reality expansion factor 172. Excuse me. And I find that is different. It's not different by a lot, but but when I have that in autopilot and that level flight, 2300 RPM, about the same indicated airspeed, I find I need more nose down trim with that configuration of 172. I'm not sure I have an answer as to why that's true, but that's what I'm finding. So, and it's also why I'm testing. So I'm going to fly a default 172 out. I'm going to land, and then I'm going to change to the reality expansion pack 172 and fly back. So the other thing I just kind of like looking at, of course, I'm admiring the clouds. The clouds just look gorgeous. So, and I was kind of hoping today there would be clouds, and there was a lot more clouds this morning, but they've kind of lifted, and so they're looking quite nice. So the one thing that I have seen in clouds kind of like these, maybe a little bit lower, is in VR for sure. I would every once in a while kind of see like a whole bunch of black, almost like the clouds that were white would turn black and then back to white. Kind of bizarre. It's really fast, like within, they wouldn't be that way for a second, maybe a second and a half, no more than that. Really fast. And so I'm also kind of scanning the horizon to see if I see that. And if I do, I'll make a weather dump and kind of go from there. So I'm also like looking for shimmering, and so I see it rarely. I really do. Like say, so this is Interstate 90 here. So normally that's kind of where you would get a shimmer would be, but normally for me it would be further out, and like not here. It would be out further. If there was a road or a power line or something like that, then I may get a shimmer in the distance. But as far as stuff down here, if it's there, and a lot of it I think is the angle you're looking at it. So if I look out this way, it's fine. If I look back this way, then I will say that I will see a little bit of a shimmer on that interstate, looking at it this way. But if I'm looking at it this way, it's not there. So it's kind of like, how do you fix something like that? I'm not sure I know. I mean, so it's kind of interesting how that works. But once again, I mean, I'm flying in VR, so those. First of all, you're rendering two different images, and so that has influence over lots of things. And but all in all, me personally, I'm happy. I mean, I'm quite happy. So what are we doing here? Oh, look at this. This is just crazy. So those are GPU frame times. I mean, they're just astounding. So below 10. That's amazing. So I'm running, so my VR headset runs at 75 Hertz. So 38's half. So exactly where I would like to be. I looked down at that water and it looked white. It was just the, whether it was a cloud that the sun was behind or what. Because as I looked at it, I was going further away, then it changed. It changed to kind of what I would have expected for water to look like. So, okay, we're 15 miles out. What does it say? 10. So we're 10 minutes out. So. So I added this FlyWithLua window. Partly I added it because although my webcam you can see the yoke, you can't see my rudder pedals. So I added this. So on the two outside edges, that's the rudder, and the inner ones, that's toe brakes, and then the middle, that's the yoke. So that's the yoke position, and then this is the roll position of it. So this is the pitch, and then this is the roll. So. So when I got these rudder pedals, I had to figure out a way to mount them because just the way they're made. I had MFG crosswinds before, and they're made quite a bit different. They're quite a bit bigger. So I ended up buying a 10 pedal mount, and I had to end up modifying that a bit, and then I bought an aluminum plate that's like 16 inches wide and 26 inches long. So I basically could mount the rudder pedals right on the end of that plate, and then the back part of the plate allows me to put my heels on that plate and rest my feet up against the rudder pedals, and so when I shove the rudder all the way in, the pedal actually goes a little bit under a shelf that is part of my desk, and it clears by about, pedal actually clears by about an inch. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, the plate wasn't cheap. It's 0.19 in thickness. It's heavy plate, and it worked out great. So if I don't keep my heels on the plate, if I raise them up too much, then when I try to shove the rudder pedal in, my toe will actually hit the shelf. So it kind of goes like, oops, your foot's too high, get it lower. So, but if I keep my heels right against it, and I have it, it allowed me to move the rudder pedals further away, more like they are in a real plane, and that's worked out really good. So I'm quite happy with that. So. Okay, doke. We are about 9 miles away, so we'll click off the autopilot. Pull back the power. Set COM 1 standby, 122.800.
COM 1 standby on 121.9er.
Set COM 1 standby, 122.800.
COM 1 standby set to 122.8.
Dope. So it says the weather is 240. It's got a runway of 27, so looks like that's where we're gonna land. Northeast Regional. Northeast Regional Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Inbound to land, runway 27. So the airport's right there. There they are. So it just happened all the way across here. It was like all the clouds that were in this area, like it happened again. They turn black, and then they go back to their normal color. It's a little bizarre. And I'm in VR, so that's where I'm seeing it. So I would do a weather report, but kind of a little tied up right now. So we'll see if I see it again on the way back. But it will be in the VOD, so. So like right in front of me, there's a road that's going out this way. That is shimmering. So it's not everywhere. It's kind of bizarre the way it works. But in the cockpit, none whatsoever. Yeah, and these black clouds that show up, I put in a bug report. That's real obvious right now. That's kind of weird. Okay. Trying to get level about now. Yeah, so this is real similar to Erie. It's a little bit, it's higher than Erie, so I think it's 900 feet, if I remember right. Yeah, 900 feet, so I got to stay around 2,000. Alrighty. Just trying to keep some backward pressure on the yoke when I make this turn here. Not a lot, just a little bit. Northeast Ohio Regional, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind, runway 27 for full stop landing. Good dog. About 80 knots. Oh, we're in the right place. 10 degrees of flaps. Okay. 20 degrees. Yes. Poor and late Blair, are you kidding me? That's hilarious. Poor and late Blair. Really? Find me a taxiway up here. Not sure if it's marked. Ooh, I don't think it is. Make sure it's a real taxiway. A taxiway or a road? Taxiway, okay. It's amazing, like, how those work. Like, that started right there. So, as you're coming up the runway, It's not obvious. You know, a lot of times they may go up the runway a little bit, so it's a little easier to kind of figure out. But, okay, so I ain't gonna go very far. I'm just gonna. We have a taxiway to run the whole way here, so that's okay. That was good. Alrighty. Whoops. Stop. Alrighty. So let me the avionics off. Kill the engine. Alrighty. So that's all taken care of. Let me switch airplanes. And I'll have to, one thing we're gonna see if this works different. So this is the rep airplane. So as soon as I picked a different airplane, so right there it says flight in progress and it says the helipad. But when I pick this airplane, that no longer is true. It would be great if it remembered that. Well, it looks like it kind of did. Let me see how this turns out. It kind of did. Well, at least the map has it highlighted. That doesn't. So we'll see. It at least has the airport, right? We'll see where I end up at. Hello. Okay. What I'm going to do is kind of figure out where I am. Okay, so I loaded a new airplane. So I gotta. Let me cheat a little bit. Okay, so we got a reality expansion pack plane. So let me I'll make sure everything's kind of okay. Do weight and balance first. Here we go, we need some fuel. 17. Okay, that looks good. Probably got to check the maintenance on it, make sure it didn't break anything last time I flew it. Maintenance report, that all looks good. Last time I checked it, I had broken it. I'd broken the engine. It was like, how did I do that? Yeah, looks good. Okay, so we got to do a proper procedure on this airplane. So we'll turn the power on. Wait till the PFD fires up here. Okay, so I can turn on the fuel pump. Mixture in a little bit of fuel. Should be good enough. Pump off. Start. I gotta get it up over 750 or 950 or so, around 1,000. We'll turn the taxi light on. Turn the avionics on. Something seems a little weird to me. Let's try this again. Okay, that looks better. Okay. So, I'll do a direct to back to KERI. Alrighty. 3,500. That sounds right to me. 900, that's pretty close. Okay, so gotta figure out how to get out of here. Yeah, I think I booked mine a couple of days ago. I was having a hard time figuring out how to do it. I asked on their Discord, and I was just trying to click on I wanted to add Monday to, or Sunday night to it, and when I would click on it, it would give me Sunday night, Monday night. And I asked, and he told me, like, you have to click on the first day and then click on the last day. I went, oh. But once I did that, if I didn't click on, there's like over on the right hand side of that page, there's like a search button. If I didn't click on that, it would revert back to 3 days, not 4 days. So once I finally figured that out, that isn't good. Huh. Why didn't that take? I told it to put 17 gallons in. That's not 17 gallons. That's like below 10. Yeah. Trying to remember which one. I don't think I was at the Hilton. I think I was at the something River or something like that. And so I'm driving, so I had to get parking with it. And parking is not cheap. It's probably a third of the price of the room. It's like, wow. but I planned on driving, so I'm gonna have to cheat. So, aircraft, customize, weight and balance. I won't be flying that long, but I need to verify why that didn't work right. We'll go here. It's in rep. In rep, I put 17 gallons in, and that wasn't right. Oh, okay, okay. Alrighty, guess we can kind of figure out how to get going here. So, who do I got? 118. Oh, okay, it remembered. So I gotta. Setcom 1 standby 122.800.
Com 1 standby set to 122.8.
Okay, we got taxi on. So let's get back here. Northeast Ohio Regional, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxiing to runway 27. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Nobody's listening on 122.675.
Well, that's not what I thought I dialed in. Oh, seriously. Northeast Ohio Regional, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxiing to runway 27, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay, let's try this again. Kind of funny, this airport isn't very far from Erie, and as a student pilot, I never remember us flying to this airport, ever. And I'm not sure why. We would fly to Lost Nation, which is actually further. It's closer to Cleveland. And so it's right. This one's probably 7 or 8 miles inland from the lake. And Lost Nation is pretty close, not quite on the shore, but pretty close to the shore. And but I don't know why we never flew here. I don't know why. Whether there was a reason, I don't know. But I just find it kind of humorous that it's kind of like a nice distance away from Erie, and as we would fly down to Meadville, we would we flew to Meadville quite a bit. So, alrighty, let me turn taxi off, land up, strobes. Northeast Ohio Regional, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to take runway 27, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. All right, let's see how we go. Quite interesting. Frame's got like quite a bit worse. Not sure why. Is it related to the airplane? Could be, I suppose. We'll find out though. Okay, let's go. I was watching the scenery and I was kind of like, that doesn't look right, so we'll see. I'm trying to go of the yoke. Just keep it straight, not push in or out. See what the climb out airspeed is. So it looks like it's a few knots left. We were climbing out at around 80 or 81 out of Erie with the default Cessna 172. And I would say this is around 76. Pretty stable right here. Yeah, about 76. So that's interesting. And it's the same elevator trim, identical. So that's interesting. Okay. So we'll go ahead and make a left turn here. Go on the downwind and get clear of the airport, and then head back to Erie. Huh. Kind of weird. There is a lot more clouds in the area right now too, so generally that does not matter to I don't find it as a determining factor for frames for me anyhow. Huh. It's like it's all over the place. So if I'm down here, it's like 10 or less. Trying to get it back to 2300 and get that level. That's crazy. So if I'm down here, trying to keep this thing straight. So if I'm down here, I'm like between 8 and 10. If I look at it straight ahead, the GPU frame times go up to 22. That is a little crazy. Alrighty, we're past the airport, so I can autopilot. Nav, flight level change, nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up. That's a little nuts. We okay here? Yeah. Jump to log. Weather state log. Understood. So we'll see what how she all settles out here. Okay, so I got level flight. Certainly looks like it. 2300 RPM. It's going quicker than I did going out here. Could be related to wind. And the trim indicator is certainly more nose down. So it's more nose down, then that would make sense that the airspeed's up a little bit. So that's kind of interesting. Not sure if I make sense out of any of that, but that's what I'm seeing. So we're 22 miles away, about 11 and a half minutes out. So it wasn't the airplane. That's for sure. It had something to do with the clouds and stuff. That's very interesting. But I wasn't sure, because I mean I did switch airplanes, so it could have been that too. But that's about what we were getting on the way out. So with the default Cessna 172. Going back to work, babe? Okay. We'll see you later. Love you. Like this road here, one going by the water, that whole road is shimmering. And I don't see anything in my numbers here that would say it's related to that. Just don't. So it's just, I turn my head. Yeah, it's almost backward. Where before, when I was coming out, if I looked this way at like a road like that, it wouldn't shimmer. But if I looked this way, it wouldn't. And it's almost opposite now. It's funny. It's much reduced looking at it here than what it is looking at it there. And actually it's reducing now. So kind of funny. So we're on our way back to KERI, and yep. Yeah, for some reason the rep airplane the level plate on this yoke likes to be more nose down and trimmed than the default Cessna 172. When you look at the airspeed's higher, so, and the RPM's, it's 2,300, so it's the same. It's, I mean, it's close you're gonna get it. Kind of interesting. Have to look at these numbers. Have to look at them in the BOD. So we'll flip this and we'll put ground in 121, so down 1 times 0. All right. So let me
20. Wind 315 at 9er. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 16. Dew point 7. Altimeter 3016. Density altitude 700 feet. Advise on initial contact. You have information whiskey. KERI International Tom Ridgefield, information whiskey. 1551 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 2420. Wind 315 at 9er. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 16. Dew point 7. Altimeter 3016. Density altitude 700 feet. Advise on initial contact. You have information whiskey. KERI International Tom Ridgefield, information whiskey.
Conditions, scattered at 2500 feet. Broken at 3.
That's interesting. Seems like the winds are pretty close to the same as they were when I left. And they wanted me to take off on 6. Now they're saying 2-4, so I don't know. Well, I guess we'll get to ask. Okay, so I got tower dialed in. KERI Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land, runway 24.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, Erie International, Tom Ridge Field Tower. Enter left base for runway 2.
Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land for runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, enter left base for runway 24.
Request downwind, runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, enter left downwind runway 24.
Left downwind, runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. That was a bit of multitasking. I'm getting these black clouds in the sky, so I'm trying to do weather dumps while I'm trying to get low enough I can land here. There are a lot. That's interesting. So it's almost like, yeah, that's what it is. So you see this layer here that's really light, really light. That layer turns black for like a second and a half, and then it's what you see right now, just kind of like a hazy layer. It turns black, second and a half, done, gone. So that's crazy. The good thing is I'm doing a stream and I'm recording, so I can give timestamps, and I've got at least a couple of weather dumps. So. Alrighty, back to Erie. I do like SayIntentions where you can kind of like, because they seemingly want to give me like 2.20. It's like, no, that runway is like almost never used. So I'm not sure where they're getting their information from that would be an appropriate runway, because almost rarely you would land on that on 2.20. Rarely. I mean, always 6 and 2.4. Always 6.24. Alrighty. So we gotta get slowed down here. So I've got all that nose down trim. So that kind of was helping me descend, but also it's way too much airspeed. So it's about 100. We're doing about 103 knots. So it's like, I mean, you're coming into the airport, you gotta get slowed down here. So I pulled back on the yoke a little bit, little nose up trim. She's starting to behave, or at least getting close to flap range. It was far away from it before, so yeah, we're doing okay now. So a little under 2,000 RPM. Still descending a little bit. I'm still a little high. So runway here is 730, and so pattern 1700, 1800. So, and I'm at around 2100, so not doing bad. Well, looking pretty good. Looks like my runway's in the middle of the strut, about where it should be. So we're level flight right now, or thereabouts. Doing about 92.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds 310 at Niner. Runway 24 cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay, pull back power a little bit. Pull back on the yoke. Gear speed decay. 1 notch of flaps. Let the nose drop. Notch of flaps.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to Erie. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Contact ground, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Like, where did you go? Your ground, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi to general aviation parking.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, Erie International Tom Ridge Field Ground, taxi to General Aviation Park via Alpha 1, Alpha Delta. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready for departure.
Taxi to general aviation parking by Alpha 1, Alpha Delta, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okie dokie. The controller decided it wanted to move about 2 feet away from me. Not sure why. I'm pretty low, so I'm a little bit below my base station, so may have lost tracking for just a little bit. Okay, this all went pretty good. Have to document a couple of things. Like when I'm looking at the distance here, and I think it's probably a taxiway. Maybe a taxiway, maybe the 220 runway. That area there is shimmering pretty good. But the rest of it isn't. I mean, that's like, and like I said, nothing in the cockpit. Nothing shimmers in here, so. So it will be interesting when I get my my Bigscreen Beyond 2E. The resolution is going to be the same, but the lenses are, at least what I've heard, they are better. So there should be less glare, should be increased edge-to-edge clarity, and the field of view should be larger by quite a bit, actually. So kind of interesting if you actually kept the same panels, but you just worked on the lenses. And so it's kind of a mixed bag as to whether the people that have it already have think it's better or not. So, or think it's good or not. That'd be the wrong term. Think if it's good or not, because it appears like most of the people that have a Bigscreen Beyond 1 are happy. So that's your reference point, is a Bigscreen Beyond 1. But if you're coming from a different headset, like say, like maybe a Pimax Crystal Super or something like that, that's like a completely different league. I mean, a Super is like about, the resolution I'm running this headset at is about the native resolution of a Super. So it's about, say, I think it's like 3500 by 3800. It's really high res. And it's got aspheric lenses in it. So aspheric lenses. So what it means is that the image will be really bright, where a micro OLED screen is not. It's not bright. That's the best way to put it. It's just not bright. And A little bit more. Yeah, we're good now. So, whoops. So I can feel it in my pedals. That's pretty neat. So I have it set up so that if I get below 1,000, then I can actually feel my pedals. My pedals are shaking because the engine is actually running a little rough. So, all right, let's turn off the avionics. Pull the mixture. Yeah, and you can see the rudder pedals when the engine shuts down. The rudder pedals go like this. It's pretty cool. So get these down, that down, that down. Okay. So I'm gonna do one last. Now that I'm stopped, I'm just gonna do. Whoops, wrong place. I'm gonna do a weather or a dump to log weather right at the end. Dump weather state to log. Okay. All right. So that kind of turned out the way I was kind of hoping it would. You know, it looks like the altimeter was okay. And so where are we now? Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, I don't know. It had to be something related to the clouds and stuff when I took off at the other airport. That actually, as I was taking off, so I loaded in the rep airplane and kind of thought things were kind of looking a little wrong. Not wrong. Just I was seeing more stutters than I thought I should have, and so I was kind of wondering why. And then when I looked, and I seen this was like at about 22, I was like, well, the GPU frame time was like at 22. I'm like, well, that's not where it normally. That's not where it has been. So, you know, so it's kind of like, you know, you're going, well, maybe you're running too high a resolution for this airplane, but as I got a little bit away from that airport, then it kind of come back. I mean, to kind of where I am right now. Where I am right now is where the default 172 was when we left this morning. So, yeah, I don't see that as an issue. It's just something happened. I don't know what. And maybe it's related to weather, clouds. I don't know. I know they worked on the weather, so. And I know I'm seeing some kind of craziness going on with the clouds. So what you don't know is that black representation, is that actually a fault? No, they used to have a fault. And it would be magenta, and I thought I read something that black is the new magenta. So I'm kind of wondering if that's maybe what's going on, you know. But like I said, I'll go back through the VOD and I'll do timestamps, and because I'll publish this. Everything went great, so I'll publish this. It'll end up on YouTube at midnight tonight, and I'll go through and timestamp it all, and then I'll send a log in. I'll get with Marco, because I already have a bug report in about this, so I'll get with Marco and see, tell me what you want me to do, and so I've got it documented. So for everybody who stopped in, thank you so much. It was great to have you ride along, Jeffrey. That was a lot of fun to have you in the chat. And anybody who's watching this in the future, and you kind of enjoy this kind of content, please click on the follow button, and that will notify you. So when I go live, you'll get a notification. You know, so. I tend to stream. Currently, I've been trying to stream on the weekends, either Saturday or Sunday, once a week. And I always tend to stream at 11 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. And and it's always VR content. That's enjoy, and I try to show off what I experience in VR. So, okay, I think I'm gonna call it, and I think I got everything shut down here. Yeah, everything looks okay. Yeah, we're all good. Have a great day. Whoops. Almost tried to put my controllers on there. That was funny.